Evening, everyone, and welcome to today's September 22nd Village Board meeting. Would you please stand and join us all in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, this evening we'll be starting with Trustee Kittredge. Here. McClafferty.
Here.
Shaughnessy.
Here.
Snagowski.
Here.
Stapleton absent. Worsley.
Here.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Charlene. All right, we have a busy evening today and a very exciting promotion as well. Before we get to that, we're going to go to the consent agenda, which consists of the following. We have approval of minutes from the August 25th Village Board meeting. We have approval of disbursements, August 26th through September 8th and September 9th through September 22nd. We have an ordinance O-45-25 authorizing the sale and disposal of village surplus property. We have a resolution R-66-25 approving a memorandum of understanding with Ann J. Drayle as trustee of the Ann J. Drayle, Trust, dated September 18th, 2014. She is the owner of 17025 Davie Road, Lamont. We have a resolution R-67-25 authorizing the order and purchase of Peterbilt 548 single axle truck with certain specifications and equipment through Sourcewell Purchasing Cooperative. We have resolution R-68-25 authorizing the order and purchase of a Ford F600 chassis and cab with certain specifications and equipment. And lastly, we have a resolution R-69-25 authorizing the order and purchase of a Monroe truck equipment Ford F600 body with certain specifications and equipment through Sourcewell Purchasing Program. Need a motion, please.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion by Trustee Forsley, seconded by Trustee Snagowski. Before I open it up, I know in the consent agenda, George, do you want to elaborate on I know where is it here? It would be the resolution regarding the Drayle property.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. That item is related to an item later in the agenda under the clerk's report. That's a item later on that's going to be addressing the disconnection of a property located at 17025 Davie Road. This is a property of about 22 acres of property in Will County, actually west of the tollway out on Davie Road. It was annexed to the Village of Lamont back in about a little over 25 years ago now. And we talked about this at several committee of the whole meetings the last probably 3 or 4 months now. It was subject to a boundary agreement, which has since expired. I know we've been working on an agreement with the property owner on a disconnection that's subject to this agreement under the consent agenda. And Mike, anything else for background?
Other than in line with what we've done with other municipalities, because of the effect that it may have on a roadway, we negotiated an amount, $100,000 for future road wear and tear. We don't believe there will be a lot of, but this is consistent with what our policy is, and that is part of the MOU, Mr. Mayor.
And again, this was property that was annexed into the Village of Lamont many
years ago.
Yeah, decades ago. And agreement was put in place with the owners as well as the city of the Village of Woodridge, or was it just with
There was a boundary agreement that has since expired. They expired in July. So there was the opportunity. They actually had filed for the disconnection in line with what they had to do legally in March with Will County. And there were issues that we weren't going to be able to service that area for the utilities. So we were able to at least protect the village's interest and make sure that our roadways were, we had money for our roadways for any future wear and tear.
So again, this is property that will be coming out of Lamont,
Going to
coming
Woodbridge.
into Woodridge, and a development will be going into that property.
It'll be a big box, yes, it'll be
So,
right
again-
off of I-355,
And we
correct.
just, yeah, along with the other ones, right.
Correct,
So,
yeah, right next to other big boxes,
yeah,
In Woodridge.
in Woodridge.
in
Got
Woodridge,
it.
not in Lamont.
Got it. All right. So just wanted to clarify that. And the location of this, obviously, is on the far western part of
Davy Road.
of Davy Road, west of 355.
West of 355 in Will
Got
County.
it.
They've
Okay.
satisfied all the requirements for disconnect, payment of taxes, and this can move forward now.
And I bring this up for the trustees. This was, I think, the last time we spoke about this, we were talking about this, and we were trying to work out a, compromise as far as, the wear and tear on the roads. And again, that's a $100,000 payment, correct?
Correct.
Got it. Okay, all right. With that being said, just wanted to clarify that because I know it could impact an item later that we vote on. Any other questions or comments by the trustees regarding the consent agenda? Roll call, please.
Kittredge,
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy.
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Stapleton absent. Forsley.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. All right, next up, we have the mayor's report, and what I want to do before we have our most exciting thing of the night, which is a promotion, I just want to read through the mayor's message. Bear with me. It is a couple pages long, but first and foremost, we want to acknowledge the recent passing of our longtime resident, Barb Bushman. Barb was a dear friend of many, including myself, and was one of the most passionate and dedicated people in our community. I always considered Barb the matriarch of our town of Lamont. She was a beautiful person on the inside as well as the outside. I mean, she truly loved Lamont. We're going to miss her dearly. She served in many capacities over the years, including 16 years as trustee on the village board, up here on this board, and most recently, she retired earlier this year after serving 20 years as the Lamont Township clerk. And if she didn't do enough there, she served on several of our boards, including most recently the Lamont Police Pension Board, and the Historic Preservation Commission. And again, she did many other volunteer roles and committees throughout the years. We know how much she meant to the community, and we plan to honor her and her life and legacy more fully at a later date. Right now, this is a time of mourning for her family as well as many of us, but we want to have a celebration weeks down the road. And but for now, we wish our deepest condolences to her family, to honor her life and legacy, and for all that, knew her and love her, we wish our condolences as well. So please join me. We're going to have a moment of silence in honor of our dear friend Barb. Okay, thank you. And again, we wish Barb and her family the best. And again, we'll keep everyone posted. We do want to do a celebration for Barb. She meant so much to our community. With that being said, some more mentions here. This past week was C-Tracks, Think Train Week, in which we share some of the very important reminders of rail safety. We have quite a bit here we want to explain. I think, with several of the incidents we've had over the past several years, especially with the downtown, getting more vibrant, and with the activities we have, It's very important of train safety. Obviously, we've had quite a bit of work done down on our tracks, and we've worked, tirelessly with the, Canadian National as well as the ICC in getting train safety done. This is something that we've been working on for several years, right, George? And we're starting to see at least the initial safety precautions. You can see the white cones and reflectors. Again, Ralph, thank you for making, coordinating this. And again, we continue to work on a safety zone, potentially with quad gates, so forth, so on. But again, when you're working with the, with railroad companies, they're worse than the government. It takes sometimes, several years. So again, we continue to work on that. But with that being said, just a couple of things to note. In the U.S., a person or vehicle is hit by a train every 3 hours, and Lamont is no exception during, our railroad crossings. We encourage everyone to make safe choices while walking and driving at railroad crossings. Remember, the only safe and legal place for anyone to cross railroad tracks is at a designated crossing. Please obey warning signs and signals. Wait until you can see clearly down the tracks and look both directions before proceeding. Yield if a train is approaching. Trains always, of course, have the right-of-way. Please avoid crossing while lights are flashing or gates are down, and never try to beat a train. Do not proceed until lights turn off and gates go up fully. It's illegal and dangerous to go around lowered gates. You also want to be sure before crossing that there's a space on the other side to completely clear the tracks. Trains overhang tracks. Leave at least 15 feet between the front and rear of your vehicle and the nearest rail. If lights begin flashing after you start crossing the tracks, please remember to keep going. If your vehicle gets stuck or stalls at the crossing, get everyone out and far away immediately, even if you do not see a train. Call the number on the blue and white emergency notification system sign located on the crossing pole and share the crossing ID number. Call 911 if there is no blue and white sign on the pole. Again, we've recently made improvements in the downtown crossings with pavement markings, signage, and delineators. We secured partial state funding for future phases, including the right-of-way fencing and updating gates and signals, which are still in the permitting and engineering phases. So please remember, see tracks, think train, and please share the importance of rail safety education with your family. Please visit Operation Lifesaver at oli.org for more rail safety information. Next up, we really need everyone to pull together. We got an important vote coming up. Nick's Tavern, right, Sam? Is in the final two in Chicagoland, correct? Correct. For the best burger in Chicagoland. So, and this is hosted by WGN Radio 720. We just found out today, correct, that we made the final two. Yes. Nick's did. Sam is the owner of Nick's Tavern. This vote has nothing to do with you being on this board, right, Sam?
Not at all. Nope.
No, we appreciate Sam taking over a legacy business, just celebrated the 80th anniversary. Nick's is, beloved home, Lamont. We love it here, and we love having them here. And so be sure to vote. Everyone's available and eligible to vote. It ends, I think, on Thursday morning?
Thursday morning, 10 a.m.
Okay, so again, Nick's is in the final two. This bracket style began with 64 burger businesses. And Nick's Tavern is now up against Smash D Food Truck in the final round. Again, voting is open until Thursday. Please visit our Village of Lamont, or Lamont Downtown Facebook page for the posts with the link, or visit WGNradio.com and search for burger, and it will come right up. So please check that out. Also, next up, with only 2 more markets to go, visit the Lamont Farmers Market tomorrow and on September 30th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Village Green, located at 322 Main Street, next to Pollyanna Social. It's hosted by Astor Gardens. Please visit their Facebook page for all the vendor information this week. Next up, the Lamont Area Historical Society is hosting a fall downtown walking tour on Saturday, September 27th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Learn about the history of buildings and the people of Lamont. Please visit their Facebook page or website at lamonthistory.org for tickets and more information. The Lamont Junior Women's Club is kicking off a Lamonster Days with their annual Scarecrow Trail contest with Disney villains themes at the Lamont Township Heritage Woodland Sanctuary. The public voting dates are September 27th through October 19th, so please visit Scarecrow Trail and vote for your favorite scarecrow. For more information, please visit their website at lamontjuniorwomensclub.org. Next up, the Lamont Juniorettes will be hosting a registration for the Monster and Mile Fun Run, which is open through September 30th. The fun run takes place October 11th, actually, at 2 p.m. at the Heritage Woodland Sanctuary. Please visit lamontjuniorwomensclub.org to register or visit lamonsterdays.com for a full listing of events and happenings in October. And again, if you've not done so, please sign up for our urgent and emergency notification system, Lamont Alerts powered by Everbridge. Also, as many of you are well aware of, and leaving political beliefs aside, the nation just mourned the tragic assassination of co-founder Charlie Kirk. And I bring this up because Mr. Kirk co-founded the organization Turning Point with Lamont's very own Bill Montgomery. Bill passed away during COVID a couple years ago. And he passed away quietly, and both of those two co-founded and started Turning Point here in Lamont, Illinois. And just this past Friday, Congress passed a bipartisan resolution. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there are many people that in Lamont do not know of this, but the resolution included Charlie Kirk, at the age of 18, founded Turning Point USA, obviously right here in Lamont, in 2012. It was a student movement with the mission to identify, educate, train, and organize students to promote the principles of fiscal responsibility, free markets, and limited government. He became one of the most prominent voices in America, engaging in respectful civil discourse across college campuses, media platforms, and national forums, always seeking to elevate truth, foster understanding, and strengthen the republic. And his commitment to civil discussion and debate stood as a model for young Americans across the political spectrum, and he worked tirelessly to promote unity without compromising on conviction. And again, I bring this up because Lamont's very own Bill Montgomery, he co-founded this with him. And Bill was definitely a character. Bill, if you knew him, he not only owned the Strand restaurant at the time, that was before my time, but he also wrote a political newspaper right here in Lamont, and did not know too much about his organization until my own personal story. I can remember going back about 9 years ago, running for mayor at the time, and I'm in my office and I'm looking across the street and I see all these college kids age, walking in and out of his location building. At that time was on Main Street, and I had to go over there and see what the heck was going on. And I walked in, and must have been 20 college students in there, and Bill was there sitting down with a freshly pressed shirt and tie on, his suit, and sat with Bill for about 1 hour. He shared with me, the vision and whatnot of what they were doing, but more importantly, he shared his take on Lamont and what it meant to him. And again, Bill was, you know, I would consider, like I said, a character. I don't know if, how many years he actually had a business license in town, George?
We're not gonna
He took limited government to the extreme, I think. But again, we bring this up because Bill, you know, with what has happened with Mr. Kirk, obviously, you know, Lamont is on the national scene. But again, want to recognize not only the tragic assassination, but Bill Montgomery as well. And again, I know that's a polarizing topic. We're not here, you know, to discuss that. But again, Lamont has been known for, you know, not only during the Union issues back in the 1800s, but again, it's another case of where we're, you know, Lamont is the birth of a place where, again, free speech and teaching younger people are always a good thing. So again, Bill Montgomery, we think of him as well. Lastly, please visit our village website, event calendar, which is at event listings at lamontil.us. Also, please, the event calendar at lamontdowntown.com. That includes many events and happenings around town at businesses. So that is the mayor's message. And next up, we have a very exciting evening. Like I mentioned, we have the promotion of Officer Nicholas Pappas to Sergeant. Chief, I'm going to give the honors to you.
All right, good evening, everybody. If all the officers want to step inside, all Nick's fellow officers and our commanders are here, as well as our police commission. And newly retired Chief Maton is back in our presence for this one as well. Judy as well. Nick, if you want to step up. Seven family wants to come up as well. So just a little bit about Nick. Nick has got currently coming up on 17 years of service with the Lamont Police Department. Prior to that, he attended Western Illinois University. He then was in the U.S. Army, where he received numerous medals, including the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal. So to that, we are thankful for that. Upon your discharge, you were hired by the Lamont Police Department in 2009, where you graduated from the academy and then began your career earning numerous unit citations, letters of recommendation, and awards from IDOT and the Alliance Against Intoxicated Motorists, as well Employee of the Quarter and life-saving awards. Currently, Nick's assigned to the night shift, where he is also our lead firearms instructor, our range master, and our less than lethal force instructor. You ready to swear him into the rank of sergeant? Okay. All right. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Nicholas Pappas,
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of
Police Sergeant according to the best of my ability.
Police Sergeant according to the best of my abilities.
Officers, thanks. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Do you know your name's the same as Nick Pappas, who is the original Nick? No, I know that. I'm gonna bring it up to Sam, I'm not sure who knows.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. That Nick Pappas is the original owner of Nick. Which is a coincidence.
Okay, we'll keep things moving along. I know we have some pictures out there, but with that being said, next up, we are going to do the presentation of the annual comprehensive financial report for the year ending April 30th, 2025. Darshana, it's your floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am pleased to present the annual comprehensive financial report for the year ended April 30th, 2025. The preliminary audit fieldwork began in February and was conducted by our auditors from Baker Tilly, and the final fieldwork completed in July. The scope of the audit included a review of key transaction cycles, internal controls, and the preparation of the financial statements.
Darshana, real quick, I think the microphone it probably isn't that sensitive, but not the, yeah,
Sorry.
we want to hear you.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I'd like to extend my thanks to the village staff and the Baker Tilly audit team for their diligence and their hard work throughout this entire process. Their collaborative efforts contributed to the timely completion of the audit and of the financial statements. Just a few financial highlights from the fiscal year. The village's net position as of year end was $204 million, up by $14 million from last year, which means the total assets exceeded the total liabilities by $204 million. The general fund, which is our primary operating fund, had a balance of $10 million, which meets the village's reserve policy of 35%. The water fund balance had a cash balance of $12 million, and this one we have been trying to kind of build up to create that reserve for future water and sewer infrastructure replacements and equipment purchases. The property maintenance fund, which we had started, I want to say about 5 years ago, has also consistently been growing, and it ended at $6 million at year end. This is for the non-water and sewer infrastructure replacements and capital equipment purchases. And lastly, the village continues to make timely payments for its debt service, and it also remains current with the financial filings with the county, the state, and the other regulatory agencies. So finally, I just want to introduce Joe Lightcap. He's the managing director on our audit engagement with Baker Tilly. He's going to present the audit reports and answer any questions the board might have. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Darshana. Thank you, Mayor and Board, for having me tonight and using Baker Tilly as your auditors. I'd like to kind of echo Darshana's statements on the collaboration and just the cooperation that we have between our audit team and the village staff. It's a difficult process. It's a long process, and Darshana and team start well before we come out to do the audit to get ready for us. We ask for a lot of supporting documentation, ask a lot of questions. We always get complete and timely responses. So it's a really good process, which is why we're here in September every year, because it's a good process and it goes well. A little bit about the audited financial statements. The village has once again issued an annual comprehensive financial report, which, as the name suggests, it's a comprehensive document. It's more comprehensive than what is required by accounting standards. It provides additional information about the village's policies, and it also provides good 10-year trend information in the back of the financial statements. So just some additional transparency than what is required by accounting standards. We once again issued a clean or unmodified opinion on the financial statements. It's the highest level of assurance you can get from your outside auditors, and states that the information within is reasonable in all material respects and can be reasonably relied upon by an outside user of the financial statements. A lot of the highlights that Darshana provided to you just a bit ago, you'll see some good detail about those starting on page 4, the management's discussion and analysis. If you were going to go to any part of this financial statements to really get a good idea of what happened during the year at the village, this is where I would go. It's a well-written document in a lot easier plain language than the rest of the financial statements. It just gives you a better snapshot picture of what happened during the year. You'll see a lot of the comments that Darshana made just now in that report. wasn't going to go over really any of the other numbers as Darshana hit the highlights. But if there's, before I move on to my next report, if there's any questions on the financial statements, take a little bit of a pause here to see if the board has any questions.
Yeah, so, Joe, not to put you on the spot, but again, Darshana, excellent job, and Joe, appreciate, your company's assistance, and always hear that things go smooth, and we continue to win, financial reporting awards, and Darshana, thank you, and to your staff. However, that doesn't mean, we're rich and flush with cash, obviously, right? I mean, we are doing the reporting correctly. And the reason why I want to bring this up is that, yeah, compared to maybe other towns, yeah, we're quote unquote maybe better off from a financial standpoint, but we do have liabilities. We have pension liabilities. And I'm just calling that just so that we can better understand, so that the takeaway here is that there, and again, I'm just, I'm not trying to dig into the numbers here, Joe, but if I was to just take a look at, the long-term debt of the village, I'm looking at page 18, and I'm looking at the governmental funds and the business activities. I mean, and this is a point of reference. Last year, it looked like we had nearly $40 million in long-term debt. The good news is we got it down to, 37 million, but we still have 37 million outstanding. And as a point of reference, I think our revenues all in, it is, I believe it's, close to, a 10 to $12 million range, all in. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could be, my point is that, we are a small town, but we do have long-term liabilities, and the police pension is one of them that we want to continue to address. And I know we've made great headway over the years, and I commend everyone on this board for doing that. Unlike the state, unlike other cities, other big cities, other counties, we actually pay more than what the actuaries tell us. In fact, we pay significantly more, and we will continue to try and focus on that because an unpaid pension liability is really just like an unpaid credit card. If you look at it from the sense of you don't have money in the market making money that will pay off future liabilities, it's like interest. And where does that money have to come from? It has to come from the general fund. So again, we want to continue to strive towards paying down that pension, and I mean, that's obviously a board decision, but again, appreciate, the efforts on that. So again, Joe, didn't mean to go into the weeds on you, but I just wanted to point out that, yeah, things sound good and look good, and things are, we are running obviously a very balanced budget, but we still do have liabilities from the, not the past, but, these are liabilities that are created due to infrastructure, due to, pension, so forth, so on. So, again, appreciate your hard work on this, Darshana. But with that being said, Joe, any other comments or?
Yeah, I mean, from the other, if I can go into the other letter that we provide, the audit results letter, the other document,
Sure.
much smaller, which is the non-financial highlights. You and Darshana hit on the financial highlights, very much true, the picture you're discussing with the village's finances. But from an audit perspective, when we come in and we do the audit, there is a document that we provide to the village that discusses, it satisfies a few different auditing standards, things we're required to report to the board, talks about our responsibilities for the audit, management and the board's responsibilities. It's very much a good, clean letter. There's a lot of things in there. If there were any disagreements with management, material adjustments that we provided with the audit or anything like that, they would be listed out in there. If you would go through the report, it's a very clean audit, very clean report. We do look at internal controls to determine the nature, timing, and extent of our audit procedures. If there was anything that we thought the board should be aware of, we would put that in the letter. As it relates to internal controls that we looked at, there was nothing of concern that we noted for the board's attention, which is always a good thing. And finally, on that report, the second page, I think, has my contact information. I ultimately, we work with Darshan and team to prepare the audit, to perform the audit, but we ultimately work for the board. Should you have any questions or concerns, not just as I present the audit or when we contact people during the planning phases of the audit, but anytime throughout the year, I'd welcome the board's input into the audit process or any questions or concerns you have.
All right, thanks, Joe, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darshana.
If anybody wants a printed copy of what was at the agenda, let me know. I can put it in my mailbox.
Awesome, thank you. All right. Okay. All right, continuing on. Next up, we have the clerk's report.
Thank you. The first item I have is an ordinance, O-46-25, and this is amending the Lamont Municipal Code, Chapter 5.04, Section 5.04.060. And this is about alcoholic beverages. We're increasing the number of Class A3 licenses.
Okay, need a motion, please.
Second.
All right, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Snagowski. Any questions or comments regarding this? George? Name of the
This is the
business?
club.
The club.
Charlene, you recall, don't call Mr. Forsley, or trustee Forsley.
Yep.
Oh,
On this?
Okay. Yes, don't,
No, I did not.
yeah.
No,
No,
when.
don't, when we do it.
When it's
don't.
coming up, because,
Oh, yeah, no.
based on,
He's gone.
yeah.
Yeah, and then
He's
maybe
gone
Jason,
from
you just
my
want to
page.
give an update. This is the Club Lamont down at the end of Lamont Street. You want to give an update on the business coming into town?
Sure.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So this is a liquor license for, as George mentioned, the club at 46 at Bossert. Most Lamonters know that building as the Gorski Building. It was purchased from the Gorski family by the Kohanek family, who have several other successful businesses in town, including the Bridge. And so we're excited that they are expanding their opportunities. The club is a indoor golf simulator. It will have 5 bays, food and beverage options as well. This is phase 1. The liquor license was heard by the Liquor Commission last week, and they recommended approval.
Thanks, Jason. Any other questions or comments? All right, roll call, please.
Kittredge,
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy.
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Stapleton absent.
Okay, motion approved.
Okay, the next item is an ordinance again, O-47-25, and this is approving a major amendment to a preliminary and final planned unit development, O-23-24 and O-38-24. This is for parcel 1, which is a 10.95 acre area at 10800 Route 83 in Lamont.
Okay. All right, need a motion, please.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Kittredge, seconded by trustee Shaughnessy. Jason, are you taking this?
Yes, yes. So this is an amendment for State Express, an established transportation business in the village of Lamont off of Archer Avenue. Their planned unit development, or PUD, was approved in 2024. There's been some minor amendments to the plan, and the amendment before you tonight includes the changes to the final engineering, confirms all the issues around parking and curb and the like that were discussed at the committee of the whole.
Thanks, Jason. Any other questions or comments by the trustees? All right, roll call, please.
Kittredge.
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy.
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Stapleton absent. Forsley.
Yes.
All right, motion approved.
The next item is also an ordinance. This is O-48-25, and this is disconnecting certain property located at 17025 Davy Road in Lamont.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion by trustee Shaughnessy, seconded by trustee Snagowski. George, do you want to?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Not a whole lot to add related to the item earlier today. Once this is the ordinance that officially disconnects the piece of property out at 17025 Davy Road. Once the terms of the agreement that we approved earlier tonight are executed, this item can also be executed if approved tonight and recorded with the county, with Will County, and it'll be disconnected from the village. And there's been 2 other parcels over the years that have been disconnected in similar fashion, but this will be the ordinance that officially disconnects the item.
All right,
Thank you, Mr.
thanks, George. Any other questions, comments? All right, roll call, please.
Kittredge?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton absent. Forsley?
Yes.
All right, motion approved.
The next item is a resolution, and this is R-70-25, and this is authorizing the award of the contract for 2025 water main improvements.
All right, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Ralph, are you taking this, buddy?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is a resolution to award a contract for the 2025 water main replacement program. There were 4 bidders on this project, with Morrow Sewer being the low bidder at $1,469,270. But what I'm doing is I'm narrowing the scope of this project to better fit the budget number. So the Illinois Street project will be pushed, as well as the Young Street project. So that will lower the price to right around $950,000. So the Young Street project, it was basically me throwing it out there to get real numbers on lining a water main instead of replacing a water main. And right now, looking at the numbers, it doesn't work for us. It's more expensive than replacing the water main. So that's what that's about. But staff recommendation is to award the contract to Morrow Sewer for $1,469,270. Yes.
I couldn't find out, Ralph, are they pre-qualified?
Yes.
Have
So
you worked with them before?
we have last year, they did the Army Corps job on Walter.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, you're happy with them?
Thank you.
And again, when would the construction hopefully begin?
Probably a pre-construction meeting in the next 3 weeks, and hopefully get them deployed out by second week of October, maybe third.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. Any other questions, comments? All right, roll call, please.
Kittredge?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton absent. Forsley?
Yes.
All right, motion approved. All right,
That's all I have.
thank you, Charlene. All right, next up, Mike, village attorney report.
I don't have anything this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. George, administrator report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just one quick mention. I just want to commend Darshana and her staff for putting together all that hard work on the audit. And I know we routinely receive the award through the GFOA's office. How many years in a row now? I'm going to challenge you. 18,
One is
19,
18,
13.
one's
But
12.
one thing I'll mention, though, is that we have the budget every year that we receive the award. I think, 13, 14 years in a row. And then this year, end of August, we received a note that we received the award for the popular annual financial report, which I think gets to your kind of, questions, Mayor, that puts all the information in a little bit more of a readable format. Not that this isn't readable. I mean, the audit kind of mentions that, the way I read it is that our reports are fairly presented, and that's good for the community and for anyone looking at our financials. But the popular annual financial report gets into, in layman's terms, the net financial position. So that's a good document. It's only about, 15, 16 pages. So with that, though, we are officially a triple crown winner, correct? So, and there's only about 38 communities in Illinois. So there's about 1,000 communities in Illinois, and only 38 have received that honor. So congratulations, Darshana, and you and your team.
Good job, guys.
Great job.
All right. Okay, thanks, George. And again, Darshana, thank you. 38, all right, well, top 38, right? We're number 1 out of 38, right? All right, okay. Next up, any board reports? Any staff reports? No? Nothing? All right. Any unfinished or new business? All right, moving along, I like it. Okay, next up, audience participation. George, fire away.
It's that time of the meeting, audience participation. Again, our policy is in place where we're going to do a 3 minutes per person max, but we're going to 30 minutes total. So just keep that in mind. Try not to repeat what others are saying, because if everyone takes their full 3 minutes, if everyone speaks, there will be folks who won't get a chance to speak tonight. So just something I mentioned last committee of the whole meeting. Keep that in mind, and we will call you up based on. Mike, do you want to hand me the sign-in sheet? And again, I'll call you up, and we can start audience participation. So, Mike, you want to maybe read them off? We can call them up from your end. Yep, come on up. Yeah, and if you want to state your name clearly for the record, too.
What's her
Ken,
first name?
is the mic on? You can hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. Wendy Berliner,
Wendy.
11 South 521 Saratoga Avenue, Lamont, and I want to state Lamont. One of our Pleasantdale residents relayed a conversation he had with one of your board members. I'm not sure which board member it was, I didn't ask, but the synopsis of the conversation was, you in Pleasantdale do not have a say in this, and I am talking about the gas station, nor can you vote on this. It's all about revenue, and there's nothing you can do because you are not really Lamont, and you do not have voting rights. Well, that was pretty hard to take. So let me assure you, we are Lamont. Our address says Lamont. Our children go to Lamont schools. We pay taxes to the village of Lamont. In fact, I looked at my tax bill, and 88% of my 2024 property taxes went to the village of Lamont. And I figure, looking at the 320 houses that we have in our subdivision, estimating it, we're giving you over $2 million in your revenue budget. So, you know, we are Lamont. The fact that, you know, you don't think of us as Lamont, I don't get that. So, but what can I say? Basically, though, you're taxing us without any representation. Taxation without representation. The board is making major decisions that will affect our community negatively, and we are not allowed to vote. We just have to accept what the board's decision is. That doesn't seem very fair. How sad that the board is basing this decision on revenue only, while knowing our concerns, letters, petitions, you know, have been presented, and you're granting one man his want for this gas station. One man out of all the people that have talked to you already. In reviewing the Bluff Road proposals, and I went through the backlog of it, for this gas station that he wanted there, I see they had many of the same concerns that we had, and they were presented. One has to ask, and you know, it was the proposal was thrown out, but one has to ask, why would the board bring up the gas station to the table again when Bluff Road's proposal was denied only 2 years ago? You're making decisions without any concern for our well-being, while taxing us and not even considering us a part of Lamont. As elected officials, I would think you would be more democratic in your decisions that affect numerous families instead of granting one man his gas station. This situation is not, this is not what American government was meant to be, and I hope I have appealed to your sense of democracy and fairness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Mike, you want to comment?
No, yeah, just go ahead.
Hey,
You can look up on DuPage County property tax.
No, you're not.
The village, it's unincorporated. That's just an FYI. There's no taxing whatsoever by the village of Lamont. And it's a, but the village of Lamont
Yeah,
summarize at the end.
we'll summarize. So I have tax without representation, and, okay.
Okay, we can summarize. Just Mike,
I think
you wanna read those?
we're here, we're all gonna respect each other. We're not gonna catcall, we're not going to overspeak or overtalk one another. We're not gonna interrupt each other. I mean, we just don't do that here in Lamont. I mean, we respect each other. And I just hope everyone, most of you, I see familiar faces. I think you guys have seen us enough that we respect you and vice versa. Some of you might be new, but we're going to unfortunately ask you to leave if we can't, follow the rules, and again, this is about respect, and we want to hear what everyone has to say. So again, not trying to be upper-handed at all, not trying to be, the bully pulpit guy up here, but that's just the way we do it. So when it's your turn to talk, we're not going to interrupt you. Just please stay to the 3 minutes. George will have to interrupt you there. So again, looking forward to hearing from everyone. We appreciate it. We understand it's emotional. If you feel the emotions kicking in, please, feel free to go out in the hallway. But again, let's respect one another. So with that being said, go ahead, George.
Dave Wilkes.
Dave Wilkes, 451 High Road. How you guys doing tonight? I see you don't have the elevator fixed. That's a little concern. I am handicapped, okay? So I gotta walk up these stairs again. It's been a week, you can't get the elevator fixed? Come on, guys. Ralph, appreciate it. You guys dumped a whole bunch of stone on the side of High Road for the water problem. I have to let them know tonight. Sitco just ruptured 2 more water mains, one on either side. So what he did was a waste of time. The pictures I gave to the chief, you guys talked about the parking garage. I just rolled through there again and took pictures. There's 5 cars in there that the license plates expired in 2023. Get them out of there so the people in Lamont and all that stuff can park in the garage. There's a Tesla, a BMW, a Lexus, and a Mercedes, and they got tie straps tied on their license plates. Come on, that should throw a red flag right off the bat. You guys need to get the cars out. You talked before about getting that black Camaro out of there. Yeah, you finally took that one after I told you to start writing the tickets because they don't have any vehicle stickers on it and the plate's expired. You guys got to look at that stuff. Kids with these scooters, you got to do something. It's getting way out of hand, and after the meeting, I talked with Ken. Ken's got a video of the kids doing wheelies right in front of Ace Hardware's just before last month's meeting. Now, a kid already got killed on one up north. You guys want to be the next one to have some kid in Lamont to get killed on one of them scooters? You got to do something about it, guys. It's really getting bad. It's really getting out of hand. The township building, he's got pictures on there. That lawyer there is pulling a fast one. You guys need to look at them pictures. There's already signs out there. If you're not in that for the plaza, you can get towed. Warner Road, if you look at the pictures, there's signs out there, no parking from the corner down because the trucks can't make the turn there. And there's a fire hydrant there. And the guy can't count because there's 4 handicap spots there, not 3. And you can't let them get away with just putting 1 there when apparently there's 4 there for a reason for that building. You need 4 for that building. You guys gotta look at this stuff. It's a big joke. That's all I gotta say.
Thanks, Dave.
Bill Lucius.
Oh, we'll keep this short. Just wanted to say I'm here respectfully in opposition of the gas and wash in the Pleasantdale community. As you can see, everyone in the community is very motivated, and we will keep showing up. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Laura Regal.
Good evening. Laura Regal, 11S236 Carpenter Street, Lamont, Illinois. So tonight's agenda has the 17025 Davy Road parcel for de-annexation that the board approved. I have a question, though, that I would really like answered, and that is with that parcel and the annexation agreement for being over 20 years, why did Lamont take and not want to have a warehouse on their tax rolls to have revenue coming in if it was part of Lamont's property? That would be a question that I would like answered. Your village attorney is here. I wonder if you could answer that question or not, for your disposal.
It's not a Q&A.
It's not a Q&A. Maybe at the end.
Okay. With that, he did mention earlier that it was utility-based. Okay, so that's interesting because, is that because of the fact that the property was annexed to Woodridge 20 years ago per an intergovernmental agreement with the municipality of the Village of Woodridge? So that parcel was in Lamont's domain. For Lamont to give it up based off of utilities says that any annexed property that Lamont has over there shouldn't really be annexed to Lamont because the annexation doesn't mean anything. It's pointless at this point. Which brings up the next thing. Lamont started looking at the Davy Road property starting on July of 2025. They've revisited it on August 18th. They revisited it tonight. But yet, Woodridge started looking at the parcel with Panagati, who's out in the audience tonight here, on May 6, 2024. So if the Village of Woodridge had preliminary drawings, conceptual drawings given to them by Panagati back on May 6, 2024, conceptual plans for a 327 square foot industrial facility, then I'm questioning my FOIA results from the Village of Lamont and every person that's here, including all the employees, as to if there is any gas and wash conceptual drawings, because the Village of Lamont has stated in a FOIA they have absolutely zero drawings, but yet I cannot see a company spending over $1 million purchasing property without having any conceptual drawings coming to this municipality, and they're purchasing the properties as anything that would have somewhat looked at by somebody, some employee within this municipality. So I would really like an answer to those questions if you would answer. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Good evening, members of the Village Board.
I'm sorry. What's your name?
My name is Jostein Alvestad.
Okay, thank
I
you.
live at 326 Carpenter Street. I recently conducted a field visit to the gas and wash truck stop at 83 in Main Street, a facility that's been open for less than 1 year. What I found was deeply concerning, not only from an environmental standpoint, but from a regulatory and community impact perspective. As someone with a background in hazardous materials, I noticed corrosion and spill patterns at every single pump. These aren't just cosmetic issues. They're early signs of fuel leaks and contamination. But what alarmed me more was what I found underground. The diesel underground storage tanks are venting directly into the atmosphere through basic level 1 vent stacks, essentially a 12-foot open pipes with nothing more than insect screens on top. This means diesel vapors, including benzene, a known carcinogen, are being released unfiltered into our environment every day. The gasoline tanks are also equipped with flapper caps, but they are designed to open at just 0.1 psi, about the same as a human exhale. That means any minor temperature change, a few degrees up or down, causes those tanks to also release benzene as well. These are not state-of-the-art environmental safeguards. These are bare minimum and frankly not enough. Even worse, the overflow containment system for the underground tanks, designed to catch up to 15 gallons of fuel during refills, had all its drains open. This means that when the tanks are being refilled, any overflow will spill right out on the ground. But perhaps the most troubling was what I saw at 10 p.m. that night. The truck lot gate was being closed by an employee, with 12 trucks parked inside. 4 of them were idling. This is a direct violation of the zoning ordinance. The only condition the village board put in to allow this zoning change from commercial 1 to commercial 3. This clearly states no overnight parking and no idling. So let me ask you this, if Gas and Wash is already breaking the rules every single night, ignoring the very ordinance condition that allowed them to be built, how can they possibly be trusted with another site? This is not about being anti-business it's about accountability, environmental safety, and respect for the community. Lemont deserves better than to be the testing ground for negligence. I urge the board to take these violations seriously, enforce the existing ordinance, and if Gas and Wash does apply for a second location, I respectfully ask the board to remember how they have been handling this first. Thank you.
Thank you. Carol? Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Alvestad. I live at 326 Carpenter Street in Lemont. I grew up in rural New Lenox, and I'm very proud of it, and I've lived in Lemont for 23 years. I'm also proud of that. I also spent a great portion of my life on the south side of Chicago. My father owned a business for 55 years in Markham. His employees and customers covered every dynamic under the sun. Being an intelligent and educated man, he knew that never to do business with shady people because it would compromise the quality of his work. And being a World War II combat Marine, he always practiced preparedness. Running a cash business, he understood that at some point he would be robbed and he had to protect his employees and business. There were even times when he knew he was going to be robbed, calling the police to tell them that thieves were in place and that they needed to get there immediately. I continue to show up here every week to speak to you because I have been raised to practice preparedness, and I know that I'm about to be robbed. The truck stop will rob my family and neighbors of a safe, healthy environment. The gas wash on 83 and Main Street is almost 5 miles away from I-55. The truck stop proposal on Lemont Road can be measured in yards. The homes near the gas and wash on 83 are across the street, and on a high bluff, the truck stop proposed on Lemont Road are adjacent to residential property, which is downhill, and they use well and septic. For every gallon of fuel sold, 1 cent goes to the EPA for cleaning contaminated soil and earth, to the tune of over $60 billion. However, most of that still falls on the backs of taxpayers and the municipality, and if that land were to be sold, it would become the cost of the new landowner, and that includes industrial. The traffic on Lemont Road is already serious. I-55 as it crosses Lemont Road is a dangerous section to drive with high speeds, which per Lemont's comprehensive plan will only get busier due to population growth. Tired drivers, blind spots, high speeds, lack of turn ratio will exacerbate the problem. If you somehow were able to receive permission to widen Lemont Road, it would only encourage people to drive faster. That's just simple physics. Statistically, truck stops are a haven for human trafficking, and according to Truckers Against Trafficking, Illinois is one of the highest percentages due to its proximity to the 3rd largest metropolitan area in the country. Illinois has an F rating when it comes to handling human trafficking. Any commercial property off the interstate would attract human exploitation. And any criminals fleeing this location would only need to get to County Line Road to the east or South Bluff Road in Cook County to have no bail holds. This is pre-trial, no cash bail. You know the history of this corner. Do the math. And I have one last thing to say. Drug dealers don't care about their customers. I don't see how this truck stop is any different. And lastly, Matthew 6:24, you cannot serve money and God.
Thanks, Sarah.
My name is Kathy Peters, and I live at 11S284 Dunham Road, Lemont. And yes, it is unincorporated. But yes, the Lemont Police and Lamont Fire do come to our area, and we do pay taxes. So, in regard to your 2030 comprehensive plan for Lamont, Lamont wants to be well known as a community with exceptional opportunities for outdoor recreation, defining natural characteristics, and quality open space. Stewardship of natural resources, including air, land, and water, will be a paramount to healthy and active living. Kind of sounds like a commercial. So, then how come when you put in here, in your plan, in your words, that you are going to maintain integrity of natural water systems and keep supply network in good repair? Funny thing, I was in the car with a bunch of scouts in Lamont that fish here when they go to down by the rivers. They said, you know, if you go on the bike paths down there, which are really nicely taken care of, you can find a lot of dead fish. They don't look right. They asked me about that. I said, well, you know, you guys got to look around in the town and look to see what kind of infrastructure we have, what kind of industry we have, because that's what the town has let happen over the years. And when we look at this and think of the natural water systems, you put a gas station in, you live downhill from it, what happens? It's basic physics. And then you add some traffic on a very busy road to begin with, it's very toxic. So we just wish you would listen to the residents of this area that support the town of Lamont. Our kids go to the schools. You've got 4 or 5 of them in this room. And it's really hard to look towards their futures knowing that their future is at risk because of the decisions made by Lamont. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
David Obon-Nivus, I'll spell it A-B-O-N. I can't read it. So David.
Is David here?
He may have left. No.
Okay.
John Reagan.
John
Excuse me. John Regan, 11 South 040, Frontage Road, Lamont, Illinois. Yes, I live in Pleasantdale community. I want to concentrate on a different aspect this evening. Obviously, you know that the gas and wash site is across the street from Waterfall Glen Forest Preserve, part of DuPage County Forest Preserve. Out of the many hundreds of species there, I want to concentrate on endangered species. There are 12 in the state endangered species. There are 12 species of animals and 7 species of plants on the Illinois State Endangered Species List. On the federal endangered species list, there is 1 species of mammal, 1 species of plant, 1 invertebrate animal, and I believe 1 reptile. Threatened plant species, federal plant species include 2 plant species. One of the species that is endangered, federally endangered, happens to be the same endangered species that held up the construction of 355, the extension of 355 for 6 years. So please keep that in mind. And if you plan to have this go through, I will ask for an environmental impact study to see how it could affect the endangered species in our area.
Thanks, John.
Last one I have, and it's very hard to read. Maria Lena, or
Maria?
okay, I just can't read your writing, I'm sorry, and no one can read mine either, so.
Okay.
My name is Maria Elena Cordova Pardun. And the reason I'm here, which I will return every time I can, is to strong opposition to Lenny's Truck Stop gas station proposal in Pleasantdale, Incorporated, Lamont. Dear Mayor and trustees, I stand before you today not just as a resident of Incorporated Pleasantdale, but as a voice for our community that feels increasingly unheard. Despite the repeated concerns raised in past meetings, the the village continues to move forward, allowing a massive truck stop gas station in the heart of our residential neighborhood. A decision that is not only irresponsible, but dangerous. If that statement is untrue, then I respectfully ask, will you give us your word of honor that this project will not endanger our water, soil, air, or community safety, now or in the future? Because that is what's at stake here. Let me be clear. This project directly threatens our health and environment. Our homes rely on private wells for water. A single underground fuel leak will totally damage us, and the statistics already been presented before. The EPA has documented thousands of cases nationwide of benzene and MTBE contamination. The air quality will deteriorate. The soils would absorb toxic runoffs, and noise levels will rise, destroying the peaceful residential character in Pleasantdale, which was built on by our beloved forefathers before us, people who really love the area. And also, it will endanger the Waterfall Glen Forest Preserve habitat. The traffic increase will overwhelm our roads. It will create safety hazards, school bus conflicts, and emergency response delays. Worst of all, it sends a loud message that the well-being of the residents in Pleasantdale is less important than commercial gain. Many of us have spoken to you. We've sent emails, we've organized, and yet there has been little indication that our deep, well-documented concerns are being taken seriously. We ask you, why would Lamont allow a truck stop in a quiet, family-based neighborhood? Is it because we are not voting residents? Because we are far away from your beautiful homes? Why risk the health of our neighbors? We are your neighbors, too. Why go down in history as the mayor and the trustees that put profits before people? Why you have the power to stop this, to set a standard that Lamont protects all families, its environment, and its future. Actions speak louder than words. As a sovereign reminder, I leave with you the words of Robert F. Kennedy. Few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events. And in the total of all these acts will be written the history of this generation. This
thank you.
decision will be remembered not just politically,
Thank you, ma'am.
but morally.
Thank you, Maria.
That's it. That's it. All right.
Thank you.
All right, so just to kind of summarize, I know quite a bit, we've covered this before. The one thing I will say, there is somewhat of a hearsay comment that some trustees said X, and so I want whoever said that to come to that trustee after this meeting, and you guys settle that, because that is kind of unfair, mentioning a trustee said something without, and again, we'll let you two solve that, but, going in a public meeting without bringing up names, I think that's unfair, but, so let's try and resolve that tonight, whoever came up here and said that. As far as the elevator, we've had a ticket in, and unfortunately, there's only one elevator repair company that can fix it, and we are in line. So again, I apologize for that, but we do have that in. The other items I have, the Davie Road annexation, we talked quite a bit about that in other meetings. Again, more than happy to address that separately. Also, drawings for a new gas station. we have no idea if they're even putting a gas station in. We assume they are. No one's seen any drawings, any discussions about what they're putting in. Is it a truck stop? Is it not a truck stop? Are they putting gambling machines in or not? We could all guess what they're gonna do. We could probably predict what they're going to submit, but they have not submitted anything or shared any information such as that with us. Again, obviously, as many of you well know, we do have one on 83 in Maine. Gentleman mentioned, again, corrosion and spill issues. Let's see, tax without representation. Again, if you live in the village of Lamont, you pay taxes to the village. If you don't, that doesn't mean you don't pay taxes to the schools, to the fire department, to the park district. So it's not, if you don't live in the village of Lamont, then you're not paying quote-unquote village taxes. Village taxes only cover our police, our road, our building, so forth, so on, our planning, our finances, subject, pension coverability, that sort of thing. So that doesn't mean that several of you are not in, the fire district. We have a gentleman here that's on the fire board. Not going to call you out, Dan, but Dan would tell you, hey, the fire district is not like the village. We have different geographical boundaries. So just want to clarify that if you're not in the village, you're not paying village taxes. And when we say village taxes, we mean
All Lamont taxing districts. All Lamont taxing districts cover a different geographic boundary. So
and they have their own board. Dan is not on our board, and we're not on Dan's board. He's on the fire. Just like we have 2 school districts. So again, just want to clarify
see
that.
Lamont in your tax bill, Lamont is referencing the township. When you see town, it's referencing the village.
Yeah, good point. So there's Lamont Village and Lamont Township. The township covers a lot more land than the village. Again, the township has their own board. It's a separate board. Lamont Village is a subset of the township. So again, just trying to clarify that, just so people understand that. Also, we heard, I think we talked about corrosion and just current issues at 83 in Maine concerning idling and overnight parking. Also heard something about industry, too much industry in Lamont. Pretty much all the industry is not in Lamont. We do have Ozinga, we do have Olin, we have, what's the other?
IMTT.
IMTT. Pretty much everything else along the canal is in unincorporated. So again, we have no jurisdiction over that. I'm not trying to argue any of this. Again, I'm just point of clarification. And again, this is for information. I'm not disputing. I'm not arguing. I'm not trying to be argumentative. It's, just to clarify some aspects. Also, heard more about endangered species. And I think that is, I think that those are the highlights we have. I think most of the other items we have covered, and we have those listed. Again, we do have a new face or two, I believe. Until the entity comes in and presents, their, whatever it may be, what they want to do in town, we cannot really comment or know what they're going to do or when they're going to do it. They have not submitted anything, but when they do, that will be public knowledge. We will have a planning and zoning.
And it's a process. It doesn't go in front of this board. It goes in front of planning and zoning first. And then
Multiple meetings. A planning and zoning board, things are, flushed out there. Goes to a committee of whole, which is our board. Again, we have not heard back from the applicant at all, nor have we seen any information, drawings, anything of the such. Again, appreciate everyone's input. And is there any, are we done with audience? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, we're done.
All right.
We're done with
All right.
the app.
All right, why don't you just come on up afterwards and we'll,
Afterwards, yep.
okay, after the meeting. Well,
Afterwards, yeah. You're all, yeah. You're all residents of community. Yeah, next meeting.
All right, we will make the exception. Go ahead. I'll just make your comment. We did have a couple minutes left on the, so.
My name is Anthony Diedick. I live in the Pleasantville subdivision. The bank on the corner, and this can go to the officers as well. How many times has that bank been robbed? How are you going to protect us in the neighborhood when you can't even protect the bank?
It hasn't been robbed in over 10 years.
Oh, come on. Come on.
All right, okay,
All right,
is
now
that
we're
your
done.
question? Okay.
That's
Thanks.
what I wanted to know. I want to
Got
know,
it.
how are you going to plan to protect us?
Got it.
Thank you.
Got it.
Yeah, we
Thank
can
you.
close it.
Appreciate it.
And I think
Okay,
that's where,
and-
when there is an if and when there's an application, these are all great questions for that process. It's going to come through planning and zoning, where there's going to be a full review, consultants, testimony, and you'll have more than 3 minutes a person. You will. The reason why we go through the 3 minute per person and 30-minute, because it's not on the agenda, and we have other village business to get to. And this board is not under their purview to review a development that's not even under application yet. So that is the reason why, when this gets applied, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, it will go through several iterations in front of planning and zoning where you will have more than 3 minutes. There will be testimony, there will be expert testimony, there will be opportunities for you all to speak for many minutes. There will be probably community meetings, there probably will be neighbor meetings with consultants, with the developer, where you can really go after, these consultants and talk and ask those questions. And the police chief will be involved, the community development director, the engineer, the attorney. The reason why we have to limit this to what is listed in the Roberts Rules of Order, right, Mike, is because we have other village business to conduct. And we run a village. We have to pay bills. We have to do procurement. We have to install water mains, right, Ralph? We have to keep the town safe. We have to conduct audits, right? And Jason, we have to, approve liquor licenses for a brand-new business that's coming to town. This is not the venue for it, but we do have audience participation, and we had a great, we were able to, entertain that today. But there will be hours upon hours, and sorry, Jason, those meetings will be long, but that is what they're for. So when there is an application, we will have many, many meetings, and maybe, I know if Ron were here, I know his wife is sick, he tells the stories of the high school being rented out when the Jewel wanted to put in a gas station, right? Or we may have to go that route. But the high school's ready, right? We can have a high school open up for those meetings so that there's plenty of space. We will do that. So I think you will have more than 3 minutes. So I think, can we wrap it up like that? Is that fair?
Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, all right. So next up, do we have an executive session tonight? So no executive session. So with that being said, again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, sharing your thoughts, opinions. And again, we want to congratulate our new sergeant, Nicholas Pappas. Looking forward to his new role. And wish everyone a great week. Again, thanks for coming out. Our next meeting is actually September, or October.
And it might be later on in October.
Yeah, second, yeah, okay.
Is that why the
So stay posted for the next meeting. So thanks again, everyone. Drive safe.
Thank you.
Need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
All right, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Roll call, please. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. We are officially adjourned.